Well then, here we are. John J. Checki Jr., CPA, CFP. So what? Okay, why would anybody listen to somebody whose hobby has been helping people have fun and still have money? I've been doing this since I was a little kid, no kidding, way back in Lincoln Elementary School. And over the years, I became what's called an accredited investor. You could say, so what? Accredited investors are kind of independent financially. That's a funny way of saying we have enough money that we don't have to do anything we don't want to do. So I've spent the last umpty years helping people have fun and still have money. And my son JJ also works with me. His mustache is not nearly as white as mine. And we've been working together for about 13 years. And we both teach people how to have fun and still have money. How to train your children in terms of really having a wonderful time with it also. But I'm going to answer very quickly and thoroughly and completely what kind of questions people ask on a regular basis. And let me tell you a story about high school graduation I went to, and so did my wife Susie, just the other day. And it was for a long-time couple or clients, and their parents are also clients, and their kids, who I'm sure will also be clients over time. And why is that so important? Well, one of the kids, Clara Ann, is about to go to Texas A&M University, and her parents, thanks to an advanced technique that came up with before the kids were born, and have been using for a good 30-something years, no kidding. So when I tell you a story, it's not a fantasy, it's actually a historical representation of something that actually happened. So parents have been saving money in this advanced technique, which has no tax on the back end, meaning when you take money out, oh boy, it's my money. And it's accumulated over time, tax deferred, and comes out tax-free. And then a kicker associated with it, which I'll explain later. So what's it like when two people actually listen, learn, and apply and plan ahead? Well, they have enough money to send both their children, one who just graduated from high school and one who's finishing up the 10th grade, to go to college. And to graduate from college after a 4-year college degree with no debt. And we're talking major universities, not minor universities, especially in the state of Texas. So how is that helpful to you? Well, let's say you're a little older than that. You're not just in your 40s. You're in your 50s or 60s. Which is the most popular question that retirees or pre-retirees normally ask? It's really this simple. Am I going to be okay financially? Am I going to be okay financially? Well, I'm here to tell you there are lots of financial planning applications now available, even on your magic telephone. And this is a Samsung telephone. And yes, it's got lots of eyes on the back of it. I'm not sure why, but it'll do all kinds of tricks visually. But more importantly than that, I downloaded a couple of applications to the telephone. And I smile like this because now on my telephone, within about less than 2 minutes, I can actually do not a complete financial plan, but a pretty darn outline of will you be okay financially in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Then you could say, well, why would you have to hire somebody to help you with that if you can get an application on your telephone to go ahead and do a financial plan? Well, doing a plan is easy. Following the plan is really and truly what we do more so than ever at Checki Financial, because behavior modification is the most important thing. I'll give you a story on that too. As part of a little group of people who give presentations on a regular basis, one of whom is a radiologist with about 53 years of experience, another who is the geek who can speak, who actually teaches people and coaches people how to do TED Talks. Another is a divorce attorney out in California. We're talking about what's it like to do life planning and so forth. One has a trip planned across the country with her husband. One discovered that there's a big problem with law cases thanks to artificial intelligence, with people citing cases that may or may not have been true. So again, how does that affect you? Having a plan is wonderful. Executing a plan is absolutely positively essential. And monitoring what's in the plan on a regular basis, that is the investments, the lifestyle, the health, and what have you, is absolutely positively essential. So we enjoy talking to clients. We enjoy talking to people. We enjoy hearing their stories. We really and truly like mathing out for people in advance that they're going to be okay. And if we can get a chance to talk to people a few years before they retire, it's even better, because then we get a better idea of what it is they're saving to do, and give them some helpful hints on in terms of what the geopolitical situation is in that particular country or island or part of the United States, so they can kind of go ahead and plan ahead rather than be surprised. And if they can afford to stay in their house, if they need to downsize, we have clients doing that also, and how can they finance that? And we commonly will ask people, just how limber are we? Can we climb up and down a bunch of stairs, or would we rather be on one level? Would we rather have hallways wide enough we can put railings up? Would we rather have heated toilet seats with lighting so we can see in the dark rather than be in the dark? And we can help plan ahead with that too. And we know folks that specialize in converting houses in terms of that for you. And then we also help people on a regular basis with their estate planning. We do that with some advanced techniques and make it as simple as humanly possible. And I'll explain it to you graphically very quickly. Let's say we have a bunch of different assets and a bunch of different accounts. And you have some kids that you like more so than other kids, and some kids have much better stories than the other kids, which is a nice way of saying some kids who have some coping opportunities. So we try and help you in advance think through what exactly you would like to do. And we do that graphically through mind maps and other concepts, and draw pictures. So most people can understand and follow pictures and flow charts rather than just me talking to you and verbalizing what happens. But pictures speak tremendous volumes. So we can help you in advance plan that. Also, we have a concept that we've come up with years ago, and that's called tax diversification. And you say, what the heck is that? Well, I can do a video just on that alone, but I'll just give you an opening on that when you get a little bit older and you have to take required minimum distributions, and then you have to take money out of your retirement accounts. It could be like a lot of us who turned, in my case, 70 and a half when that was my problem with opportunity to cash in part of my IRA. I didn't need the money because I was still working at 70 and a half, and I'm still working at 78. But I had to take the money out, pay the tax on the money, and in my case, I just put it in my brokerage account. So it went from tax deferred to taxable. It went from pre-tax to post-tax. And an awful lot of folks, when they have their big retirement accounts, go, oh, gee, I'm not really enjoying that. A lot of ladies, particularly when they get to the time when they're in their 70s, 80s, or 90s, like, I really don't want my kids to inherit a tax burden. What can we do about that? We have some strategies for that, too. We have some other strategies in terms of how to minimize taxes for the next generation. So in our case, Checki Financial, which you can check out at checkifinancial.com, is we do our best to help you have more money and pay less income taxes. That's really the summary of everything we do. And we enjoy what we're doing. We still enjoy chatting with people. And we always enjoy meeting new folks to help them to see if we can't help them get what they want for themselves so they can avoid being old, sick, and broke, and instead be healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is John Checki, co-founder of Checki Financial, looking forward to finding the button that actually turns off the video before I just stare at it and stare at it and stare at it. So, and there we go. That's the end of that video.